Hey everybody, Jim Perry here. Welcome to Backroads Metal Detecting. So it is the day after Christmas. Quite a bit cooler than it was 2 days ago, but the ground is still fairly diggable in spots out here in the woods, especially underneath the cover of leaves. So I thought I'd take an hour or two, kind of hit a spot on this property that I have not gotten to very much in the past. A couple things to note. Number one, the buckthorn is so thick here that it is nearly impossible to walk through, so I've kind of given up on the smaller area that I really wanted to hit in favor of a few more open areas and maybe a couple of trails here. And number two, last week we had some very strong storms that came through southeast Minnesota. It took out the power to thousands of people, but in addition to that, it took out quite a few trees here. So I'm also being careful to stay away from the ones that have fallen and landed against other trees and not quite down to the ground. I don't want to have any accidents out here. So I've actually got my first couple of targets, a little bit of trash. The first significant target here isn't even metal. For those of you that geocache, you will immediately recognize what this is. I'll have to detect around this a bit more. I do remember when I very first started, or just before my brother-in-law Kyle and I started geocaching, seeing people right here in the woods as I ran or walked by, and I thought it was a little bit odd. So nothing inside it now. I'll run the detector back and forth across that in just a little bit. But the second significant target that I've got happens to be an old shotgun shell. Let me show you what it is. So that geocache container was just on the right of this tree here. So maybe 12, 15 feet away. Another day expecting to pull these with the ORX. Right now I am running it on the Coin Deep program. I've been back and forth between Coin Deep and the program that I made, raising the kilohertz a bit, but expecting to find a few of these out here today. This is a Peters New Victor number 12. This one was made between, I believe it was 1902 and 1911. So the closer we get to the body of water that once stood out here, the more hunting that would have taken place, and the more of these I will expect to be finding again today. So see if we might be able to pull a few of these before we get out of here. So I've made my way out of all of the thick brush and walking up the trail here, hitting the sides of it, again knowing that lots of hunting took place over the body of water, much larger than it is now, that once stood here. Fully expecting to be pulling shotgun shells. Exactly what I've got here. Let's see, where did it go? It is just behind these leaves, just a few inches down. I pulled one of these a couple of days ago. It's another Western Super X number 12. These were made mid 1920s to 1960s. So fully expecting I will only be pulling stuff like this today, and that's absolutely fine. It's a gorgeous day. I'm going to make my way farther up this trail, see what else might be there waiting for me. I'm going to call it a day. Definitely slim pickings today. Aside from the 2 shotgun shell stamps, I did find a newer quarter on my way out to the vehicle here, and a temperature gauge to a newer, I'm assuming, propane stove that someone was probably using out here in the woods. Not a whole lot of trash today, but the ground is just, it's getting far too frozen now, even out in the woods in most of the areas, to dig anymore. Sounds like we've got a storm coming in the next day or so with a significant amount of snow. So it is likely this will be my last time out this year. You never know. We'll see how warm it thaws out in the spring. I might do another video or two, kind of a wrap up of my favorite finds from this year over the next week. I am off from school, so I'll have a little bit of time to work on that. As always, thanks for joining me again today. Hope to see you again soon.